Yo guys, it's Zakee. I hope you're all doing well, and today I'm going to be talking about why diets or specific diets and why they may not work for certain people and why they might be a waste of time. So yeah, let's get straight into it. The first thing I want to talk about is the different types of diets there are. So this could be like the vegetarian diet, the vegan diet. So you have Weight Watchers programs, Slimming World. You also have the low carb diet, the low sugar, low fat, whole foods diet, the keto diet, and the list goes on. But that's just like the general diets that people tend to stick to or look towards when they're trying to make changes. Right, so most of you are probably aware of these diets, and if you're not, it's pretty self-explanatory. Like the low carb diet will be maybe either cut out the carbs or reduce your carb intake. So you could go from having 200 grams of carbs a day down to 50, 60, 70, depending on your needs, depending on what you want to do to your body, how you want to change. Same with low sugar, you cut out all the sugary foods. Today I'm going to be explaining why these diets may not be good for you. I'm not saying that they're all bad for you. I'm not saying that all of them have their own benefits, but I'm just going to get into why you shouldn't look at doing a specific diet just because someone else said do it, or because Google says, or some YouTuber said do it. And a lot of people have said this already, but no specific diet will work for anyone, which is true because you have your own needs and wants. So the YouTubers that I follow, if they're doing something and I like it and it's working for them, I'm gonna think, all right, I'm gonna give it a try. But I don't take, or I do now, but before I didn't take into consideration that what works for them won't work for me because they're different. And of course a lot of people do know this, but a lot of people don't know this as well. But a lot of YouTubers are on PEDs, so of course what they're doing is going to be completely different to what you're doing, as in the results. So you could be doing the same stuff but it won't be working out for you, and that tends to put a lot of people off, which was the case with me in the start. The generic diet, so if you go into Google, type in keto diet, some diets will come up, but they're not going to be tailored to you. So you could try doing so say as if a generic keto diet comes up and you try that for a week and you like it, but then slowly, like if you're forcing yourself to make too many changes, your body's going to start thinking, where's all the other food that I was having on a daily basis? Like me, if I cut out sugar at once, I'll be fine for a week, but then the second week, the third week, the cravings will start kicking in, and that's when it just takes over. I have no willpower to continue because slowly, rather than me cutting out the sugar in like small increments, I'll cut it out altogether, and then so my body's gone from having, I don't know how much sugar I had, but let's just say 50, 60 grams of sugar a day. That's a lot, but that's just an example. And then I've gone from that to having absolutely none. And then my body's thinking, where's all the sugar gone? And me personally, I feel a lot weaker when I don't have sugar, which is the same as when I don't have carbs as well. So when people say, if you're trying to lose weight, cut out carbs, no, because you need carbs for energy as well. So of course, I've heard a lot of people, including close friends to me, close family, say that I've seen some YouTuber do this diet. So an example could be someone close to me said the other week that they're starting a keto diet because some YouTuber was doing it, and they said that I said to them, I'm pretty sure you were doing a low carb diet last week, and then a week before you were doing a low sugar diet. So why do you keep changing your diets if you're not going to stick to them? And then they said that, oh no, it's a new beginning, I've seen someone else do it. But they don't take into consideration that that other person has a different body to them. Like you can't be someone else. Like you need to just look at bettering yourself. So you need to become a better version of yourself. People look at them and compare themselves to their favorite YouTuber, role model, and if they don't get the results that the other person's seeing, that again puts them off, which has put me off in the past as well. I know, of course, the whole point of this video is me saying that diets aren't going to work for you, but of course there are benefits. So like to the low sugar diet, like it reduces inflammation, it will help clear up your skin, and of course you're going to cut out sweets, junk food. It's normally junk food that tends to have high sugar content. There are benefits, but then along with the benefits there are the cons as well. So from my experience, I'm just talking from what I've experienced in my journey so far. Like, my cravings will take over, whether it's in the start or whether it's a couple weeks down the line, or maybe the longest I've gone without having any sort of setbacks is probably 2-3 weeks, and then it just completely messes it up, and then I'm back to square one again. So that 3 weeks in that specific diet that I've been in has just gone to waste. If your goal isn't to prep for a competition, then I don't see why you should restrict yourself too much. People look at macros too much. Okay, you should be looking at protein. You should be having around 1 to 1.5 grams of protein per pound of body weight, but you shouldn't be having too much of anything really. You can have everything you want, but as long as it's in moderation. That's the benefit of a flexible diet. So there's a lot more benefits to a flexible diet than there is compared to a restricted diet. In a flexible diet, like, the number of benefits are a lot higher compared to the number of benefits there are in say a keto diet or a no carb diet. For a flexible diet, some of the key benefits are that you can still continue with your social life, you can still eat whatever you like, and there's less risk of you developing eating disorders. As crazy as that sounds, but if you get too stuck into your numbers and whatever you're eating, no matter how minimal it is, like me, I've done this before. Every little thing I eat, I need to track it. So, living in an Asian household, you can't track everything. And of course, if your mum makes stuff here and there, and she says, "Oh, try this, or try some of that," normally you'll be like, "All right, cool, I'll try it." That's it. Conversation's done. You've forgotten about it. But if you're that focused on tracking what you're eating, then you're gonna be like, "How much was that? What was that? What was inside that?" It's unnecessary. And that little, of course, if you add that over time, then it is going to add up. But if it's just every now and then, it doesn't matter. So I was just putting too much focus on unnecessary things, and then that was just causing more mental problems, which is a lot more important than how you look as well. So that's another thing that you need to take into consideration. If you've got a flexible diet, if you're on a flexible diet, then you're more free, because you can eat whatever you like, as long as, of course, it fits into your calorie count. It doesn't matter what you eat. You could have McDonald's, of course it's not good, but you can still have it. I know bodybuilders that are in good shape and they have McDonald's at least once or twice a week, but they make it fit into their calories. And again, like I said in the last video, and like I've said before, it's literally as long as so say as if you're trying to lose weight like me, as long as you're under your maintenance calorie count, then you're fine. And if you're trying to bulk, then as long as you're over your maintenance calorie count, then you're fine. And that's all that matters. It doesn't matter if you're having of course, if you're trying to target certain points, if you're trying to shred, if you're trying to completely shred, then there are different ways of doing it. But you shouldn't have to shred to the point where you're trying to get to 6% body fat. Unless you're prepping for a competition, there's no need to do that. I mean, of course, I'm not one to speak. I'm not a professional. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm just talking from my journey so far, that it's not all about the macros, it's just about the calorie count. That's where you've got to start. People think too much about the macros in the start. That's what puts them off. That's it from me today, guys. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, check out my Instagram, and hopefully see you guys again next week.